Hey guys, this is Mike coming at you with a different kind of video this week. It's been a while since we talked, not since January, so consider this just a you and me kind of fireside chat. And just for the record, all this stuff is extremely important, so please stick with me till the end on this one, just this once. Thanks. So as of now, it's been about a year, maybe a little bit more, since we released a certain video about a samurai with a big old afro. And I know that people, at least the vocal minority, have complained how much we talk about that video, but it's a very important video, and Tyler and I still stand behind it 100%. So more than sending the message that we sent with Afro Samurai, that video was made for charity. However, due to this website's terms of services, which are really messed up, I did highlight that in our anime cipher video. That video and our channel afterwards was neutered for a really long time. I mean, we saw almost a 75% decrease in views and subscriptions, and we still haven't seen any of our videos take off the way they did in the beginning. But again, not a big deal. We have an excellent Patreon and even better patrons who saw us through that entire time, and without them we wouldn't be here. So again, thank you so much. In the first month after Afro Samurai, that video had made 38 bucks. And again, this is a video that was supposed to be for charity. All the AdSense was going to be donated to charity. Now, I've always wanted to use this platform or any platform that I'm on to do good, and I hope to inspire others to do the same. But still, it's really hard to go to any charity with your head held high with 38 bucks in your hand. So what we decided to do was wait an entire year, see how much money the video would gross over that time, and then donate. Well, everybody, it has been a year, and Afro Samurai has made a whopping $198.44. Now, to put that into perspective, our most recent video on Tenchi Muyo, which has about the same amount of views, has made double that in 2 weeks. Obviously, these claims that we've been making about this video and about the harassment that we've gotten from our Afro Samurai video, and the fact that YouTube really wanted to screw us over, you could see how substantiated that is, right? So about 200 bucks, not that impressive. So Tyler and I have decided to dig in our own pockets and double it. But still, I mean, how are you gonna make much of a difference with $200 now $400? You're not on any kind of huge major scale. And I think that when we look at charity and we look at making change, we're always looking at these big pictures, because that's what we want to see get better. And I know in the original Afro Samurai video we said that we were going to donate to the Color of Change. However, we've had a lot of time to kind of think about that and go over exactly what we wanted to do and where we wanted to do it. And what we decided pretty easily was that, we don't want to help like a political agenda or, lawyers get paid. What we want to help is people, which means that we need to know exactly where the money is going when we are donating to charity. Now, in order to do that, I had to make a lot of phone calls. And, big charities like the Color of Change, the NAACP, things like that, they never even called me back. I mean, here I am, I didn't call them and say like, hey, I got 400 bucks. No, like I just called them and I was like, hey, I run this YouTube channel. We are trying to help, people of color with charity. And, my name's Mike. Here's my number. Give me a call back. Nothing. So I said, okay, let's go as small as we possibly can. Let's find these DIY charities in neighborhoods in a place where people need it the most. And all these calls is how I eventually got in contact with a woman named Robin from the south end of Chicago, who was very sweet, and she pointed to Debbie and her charity, which is called Hello Baby. And I know that the name sounds a little bit goofy, but just hold on. See, Chicago is one of those places that you hear about, but you don't really think about a ton unless you're from the area, right? That being said, it is the third biggest city in America, and it has one of the worst disparities between the North and the South than you could possibly imagine. For instance, just last weekend, there was 52 separate firing incidences, 70 people were hit and 12 died. I bet you didn't even hear about that, right? I didn't hear about it. I had no idea. Well, see, like my home city of Boston, the north and the south of Chicago is split, almost right down the middle. And there's a huge disparity between them. And this disparity is inarguably racial. There's a lot of money in the North, and the North is very white. And the South End is basically the exact opposite. 882,000 adults, or roughly 30% of the population in Chicago, is illiterate. There is also the largest life expectancy gap in the country between the North and the South of Chicago. From Streeterville to Englewood, which is a 10.5 mile distance, the life expectancy drops 30 years. That's my entire life. These conditions that people are living in are not their fault. See, Chicago is extremely corrupt. It is the most corrupt place in the entire country. The third biggest city in America is the most corrupt city in the entire country. You see, I've lived in some really nasty, dangerous places. I mean, Massachusetts is full of some of the worst places to live in the country, believe it or not. So I know how the system of disparity works. I know what it's like to live in a food desert. I know what it's like to have no public transportation. I know what it's like to live in neighborhoods where the cops won't come even if they're called. But I'm also keenly aware that the people who live in these areas don't like the way that it is. They don't like having bad schools. They don't like not having good food available for them. They don't like having no money. They don't like being in danger. But the crazy thing about Southside Chicago is not that the cops don't come when they're called, or, you know, how corrupt it is. It's the fact that the people there help each other. Friends, families, neighbors, they work together to keep each other safe. There's a real sense of community in that area. They have to do what they can because the law won't. So this is where Hello Baby comes in. It's a facility and service that is right outside of Englewood, and Hello Baby helps not only children, but their parents. If you desire help or to make your kid's life better, Hello Baby is there for you. We're talking A, a safe place to be, and B, education for those who need it. Hello Baby specializes in kids 0 through 10, which is a crucial time for human learning. I mean, that's the time where you lay down the foundation of who you're going to be. But the fact that they work with kids 0 through 3, which is the most important time for learning and for nurturing, is super impressive because that is also one of the most difficult ages to find help for. And this, my friends, is how you actually create change, not by going through politicians or corporations and their endless bureaucracy or horrible greed. It's by helping people directly and helping kids so that the next generation is better than we are. And I think educating kids and families and showing them the right path is awesome. And, you know, even kids in Chicago 4 and 5, pre-K is supposed to be universal in Chicago, but it's not. And the reason is because of how corrupt Chicago is. So here we have Hello Baby in the South Side, basically stepping in and fulfilling that role that the city promised and never gave. So yeah, $400. It may not go very far on some political campaign, or, you know, it may get you 1 minute with a lawyer, but $400 can buy a lot of books. And who knows, maybe even some manga. Talking to you, Debbie. And look, like I said earlier, me and Tyler, we shouldn't give a shit about Chicago logically. Like, you know, it's as far away from him as it is from me, but this is our country. And the people who live in that city are our brothers and sisters, regardless of how far away they are or not. And these are the kids and their families that could grow up and turn things around block by block until Southside Chicago and Western Chicago is a better place. And if you think that's a pipe dream, again, remember how passionate this community is. Remember that they protect themselves, that they have been surviving without law. This is a group of people that know each other and work together and have the fire to make change, and we can help. That being said, $400 is still $400, so we can't do this alone. But if we all do this together, we can make a difference in Chicago. We can create change. And if we can make a difference in Chicago, we can make a difference anywhere. Maybe like Southside, we can count on each other. Just people, workers, weirdos, yeah, even weeaboos, to support each other and to support people that need help, that have less than we do, even if we don't have much. So if you have the means, even if it's $1, anything, I would love to see it thrown at Hello Baby. If you liked our Afro Samurai video, throw $1 at Hello Baby. Make some kind of donation, because that's what that video was all about. Believe me, I did a lot of research on this, I made a lot of phone calls, and I give you my word that the money is going directly into the kids' educational supplies for the facility, and for the people who work there from the block that are actually able to have a decent job where there basically are none. Now, this charity was created by Debbie. She is a white woman, and it is nonprofit, and she makes no money from this. The people who work at Hello Baby are from the area, and when they get paid, it helps the community. So the best thing that you could do, even if you can't help yourself, share this video. Share it with your friends, with your family, with anybody. I mean, the thing is like, even if people can't donate, it's important to be educated about what's going on in this country, and not a lot of people know what it's like in Chicago, and especially not in the South Side. Hopefully together we can bring a brighter future to one of the darkest corners in our country. Anyway, guys, that's it. The links to the charity are going to be in the description, and they're going to be in the pinned comment. Thank you so much for hearing me out. Next week, we are going to have a fun video on Dead Leaves, which is an anime movie from the early 2000s. I definitely suggest watching it before you watch our video on it. And then after that, we're gonna have a big, huge video on Ron Mahaf, which is super exciting. That I spent a lot of time on that series, so I think you're gonna be happy with this. And thank you for being patient with me. I struggled for a long time on how to present this to you guys. You know, how do you try and... This is my first time, like, working for charity, basically. I mean, other than, you know, that Afro Samurai video, which just, like, tanked horribly, so I'm hoping that, you know... I'm hoping that I can actually, like, help with helping. And that we can do it together. Like, that's all I want. That's all I want. So, again, all the links are there. And, yeah, shout out to Patreon, Debbie. I hope this all works out. And the kids and the families, you know. And I guess that's it. I'm Mike. This is Bonsai Pop. Thank you again so much for just hearing me out. And see you next week.